Hello, everybody, and welcome to James C Starke Radio. I got a great guest for you in the house today. First time I saw these guys was at Club Red, and I knew I had to have them on the show. A lot of you guys know them. For those of you who don't, check this out and get to know Black Mountain Project.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
We're in the house today.
Yeah, we're in the house today. After the night we all had, I'm sure we're lucky to be here. So, let's introduce everybody. We are...
I'm Trent. I'm the
See, he's
guitar
asleep too. Let's try that again, Trent. This is Trent, and you play guitar.
I'm a guitar player, yeah.
And he's very soft-spoken. On stage, you would never know this. Who do you have next over here?
Tony, I'm the singer.
Devin, bass.
Billy Joe drums.
Billy Joe Drums. That's
Yes, sir.
cool. It's just that sounds like a name, like a stage name. I'm Billy Joe Drums.
I'm Billy Joe Drums.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of great musicians are named Billy Joe. So
And Outlaws,
I'm gonna
too.
fall. Yeah, Outlaws. Yeah, exactly.
Outlaws, too, so we're good to go.
That's a great name. I gotta support it. I'm gonna own
Billy
it.
Joe Outlaws. I like
name
it.
is Drums.
He's legally changed it now.
There you go. You're going to get a lot of crap now.
He likes to set himself up like that.
Well, Trent, why don't you tell us how this all started? What was your big plan here?
Okay, well, you know, most of it kind of started on Craigslist, to be honest with you. We're just piecing stuff together as far as having, you know, musicians come in. We probably went through, God, how many musicians did we go through?
Ridiculous amounts.
Like, probably close to 50. I don't know, getting the right, you know, lineup going. And
Getting that chemistry going. That's the
just
hardest part.
Getting
Yeah.
the right guys, getting kind of a sound that we like and what we would proud of to present, and then we're pretty happy with this lineup with these guys we have, and that was it. Just putting out ads on Craigslist and
Shopping
getting
musicians.
the right guys. Yeah,
There you go. That's
Yep.
cool.
it's
It
half
works.
the battle.
That's good. Craigslist, where all magic and disasters can happen all at once.
Yeah,
It's either 100% or 0%
Yeah,
on
you get one or
Craigslist.
the
Yeah,
other.
you never know what you're going to find. I'm here for the guitar audition, and he's got a big old saber in his hand and a mask on.
Hey, dude, that's a piano.
we've seen
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. There you go.
we've seen it all.
I'm sure. Where are you guys based out of?
Surprise.
Yep,
Surprise.
easy.
Yep.
Very cool. See, West Side, you guys. See, we got lots over here. We need some more clubs on the West Side.
Three
Hint,
of them.
hint,
Yeah,
hint.
Absolutely.
3 of the 4 of
100%.
us actually live there. Me, and
Yeah.
Devin, me, and Billy all live in Surprise. Tony's the
No.
only guy that doesn't.
I
He's
don't.
the outsider.
Yeah.
He's the outsider.
Tony,
I like it that way.
Did you find these guys through an ad like that, an audition, or
It
did you know
was.
anybody?
It was. You know what's really funny is that I always laugh about this because this is the first band I've ever been in. I've been doing music stuff from way back, and when I joined the band, I was like, man, this is so cool. It's easy. Just walk in and we just do our thing. And these guys are just like jaded. Like, nah, man, we've gone through like 50 people.
He walked into a dream situation.
Yeah,
We're over here
so I
fighting
got
through
I
hell.
got pretty lucky. This is the first band I've ever like been in. You know, I finally got that, you know, that push to join the band.
So you've never had the joys and happiness of all the drama and all the fun
I
stuff
never
with
have.
all that.
I never
oh,
have,
dude,
and it's so-
you guys, he deserves a hazing. You got to bring that. up. You
you're
got to
right.
catch him
It's-
right.
but
now.
like everyone here gets along so well, so it's like,
That's great, though,
When
man.
I walked in, I was like, "Is this what it's like? This is pretty amazing." They're
No,
like, "No, man,
it's not.
it's not. It's a disaster."
It's definitely not.
Like you're like the last like missing link kind of things. Like, okay, well, I guess I got lucky. So
There you go, man. Well, it's working. It's
Yeah,
really
for
working. What are some of your influences? You guys have a great sign. I like how you guys they all stare at each other. Oh, this is great. You guys are like,
Who's gonna say
I don't know.
something
What
first?
should I say something? or no?
There's so many.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
I think what makes, well, I feel.
This is our drummer over here,
sound-
Billy, talking. By the way, you guys. So
Yeah.
check this out. Just your influences.
I don't know. You know, Trent's got his influences. I have mine. Tony has his. You know, so on and so forth with Devin. But
So on and so forth with me.
well, he's a bassist, so that
Yeah, nobody cares about me.
he just play 4 strings.
It's not even
Yeah.
a sound; it's a frequency.
Yeah, it's different too because like
Bunch of
I feel like
freaking haters.
everyone has a ton of influences. I didn't grow up in Arizona. I grew up in California, Southern California. So I feel like my influences were, I mean, similar but still a lot different. You know what I mean? Growing up there.
Like Kittles in Bed, same thing but different. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
I
saying?
guess
Okay.
so. Yeah.
It's like-
So and, you know,
I
I,
hear you.
I feel like that's what adds to it. Like everyone having, you know, their own thing going, and then you know.
Well, you guys have a really cool sound. The vibe is really cool. You can pull off anything from Zeppelin to Journey to anything. With your voice, Tony, man, you got some range there. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had that till a couple of years ago. To be honest.
Oh,
Like,
you
I-
were
like,
peeking in
I've
the
been-
club, right? I was like,
so-
damn, where's this guy been?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I would play back in California. I would play like small coffee shops. I've always done acoustic stuff. I've always written my own music. Did all that stuff. And then just kind of for fun, we would do karaoke here once I moved out here. And then I guess that's where I found out that I could sing like that, to be honest. And I would always listen to Skid Row, and I would think like, man, Sebastian Bach, that dude's got a killer voice. That'd be so cool if I could sing like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Powerful,
I mean, years later, yeah, man, like years later, I found out like, hey, wait a minute, I can do that. Like, like people tell me like, dude, that's awesome. Like, yeah, I guess it is. That's awesome for me too. I didn't know, you know.
It's that easy, kids at home.
Yeah. Just try it at karaoke and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll let you know really quick.
I'm just as surprised. I'm just as surprised too. Like people, that's crazy. Like, yeah, isn't it? Because I didn't know either. I'm a spectator too. Like, that's, you know.
That's cool. That's awesome, man. Let's check out a song here. I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them here in the queue. Tell me, pick one that we're gonna play first. Go ahead and point one out, and then tell me how it was written. We've got. Don't say all the things out loud. We'll surprise everybody. So, On My Mind, perfect choice. How did this song come about?
I think it was one of those easy ones that just came together. Like everybody was feeling it. Trent threw down the guitar riff. That's how most of our songwriting process
Trent hits us with these fat riffs in practice, and we're like, we're going with that one.
Yeah.
Or we're not. Like,
Next.
It's either on or off.
Yes. So that's how that one came about. When I joined the band, you guys threw that at me. You guys said, when
that was a new one.
Yeah,
right
you guys said, hey, we got this instrumental. What do you think? They gave it to me, and I said, I can write to this. And at this point, I don't know how they wrote their music. I believe most of it was Trent.
Most of it was Trent, yeah.
So when I said like, hey, I can write it, and then it's like, yeah, man, like no one's ever written anything. Like everyone that joined the band. And I was like, well, I'm a writer.
Wait a minute, you can write?
I was like, yeah,
no way.
I was like, yeah, give me. I was like, give me a second.
Writing too?
Yeah, give me a second. And I think within, by the next practice, that a week later, there it was. It was like, here's the song, and obviously like. We'll send stuff. I'm like, hey, how about this? And I'll send it to like Trent or whoever. And Trent's like, nah, scrap that. Try this. So about a week later, that's why it was so fast. It was like I already had all the, the changes that Trent was like, nah, change this or this. So next practice, it was like, here it is. And
it worked. Well, let's check it out. This is On My Mind from Black Mountain Project.
So we don't even
reminder, that was Black Mountain Project right here on James C. Starke Radio. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for coming. How you feeling this morning?
Great.
That's good, man.
Apparently just one of us is great.
He's feeling great. These guys don't even talk.
It's terrible.
This is actually, I got to be honest, you guys, this is just Devin, and he's brought some puppets with him. He's a really good ventriloquist.
Yeah, it's a great show, man.
But the one that looks like Tony is hysterical. You should see this thing. He talks and everything. Tell me some of your future goals here. What do you got coming up? Any events or goals or projects or what the hell are you doing?
Well, we got a lot going on.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
So much it's hard to even keep it straight. We got
Well, give us the short version.
Sure. We got we're gonna open for Buck Cherry here September 13th, which is that's
Marquee
huge.
Theater.
Marquee Theater. Yeah, that's huge for us, man. We've played there once before, and it's a really cool venue. Donnie, the guy that runs it, he's a super cool guy, and we're just fortunate enough he gave us the opportunity again to come and do like a real show. You know, it's like that's like big league. So we're pumped on that. And then what else? We got single.
Got a single coming out Monday.
Tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, tonight at midnight.
So
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
August 19th. So yeah.
Where can everybody hear that?
All streaming services, all streaming platforms.
Yep.
Just nail it. Just Google you guys and probably hit everything.
Oh
You
yeah,
got it,
for
actually,
sure.
yeah.
Black Mountain Project. You guys have some videos out there.
Not yet. That's
Somewhat? Or there's
Well,
the live.
so
We have live shots.
We
I've seen live
had
ones,
it
right?
live at Marquee
Yeah.
the first time we play there, and we actually will have the live at Pyramid Studio out as well.
Yeah, yep, that too.
So that's gonna be actual audio and video as well. So
We did it was a live in session thing that Dwayne at Pyramix was kind enough to give us a thing and let us do that. So that's going to come out here too. So I think that's everything though, right? We got our single coming. We got our live at Pyramix, and we got our Buck Cherry show.
Yeah, we've been super busy.
What's the name of the single? Can you tell us?
Vices? Yeah.
Vices. Okay.
Vices. Yeah.
We have a copy of that today.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
We do.
don't we?
Yeah, that's
So
right. We did.
We're going to give everybody a sneak peek before it drops
for
tomorrow.
sure.
We
Sneak
get the
peek for the whole
exclusive today.
thing.
Exclusive, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
that's awesome.
cool.
That's right.
That is pretty cool.
We'll save that one for a little bit here. Maybe we'll play it, maybe we won't. No, I'm only kidding. Of course we will. You mentioned that you played some acoustic and stuff, and you were doing that beforehand. Do you guys have any acoustic projects or side projects anybody does? That? Or are you guys just really focused on this one together right now?
I'm trying to throw it at them. I also play guitar, and I always send these guys little things. I think I play guitar.
So, well, no.
He plays at it. He tries. He plays at it.
Yeah, so
I try to throw
He knows
stuff,
how to strum
but-
the strings, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Billy and I,
Up and down.
we'll throw ideas sometimes back and forth, just because like I said, I played acoustic forever. I've
That's
been
more
playing
your
for
guys' jam.
Yeah, that's her thing.
I've been trying to encourage Billy to do like a solo album or like an acoustic thing forever. He's got some cool stuff like as far as acoustic goes.
Yeah, he really does.
So we
What you
did.
normally tell me.
What did you say?
That's not what you normally tell me.
I got this in context here.
Oh, here we go.
To take out the text.
We do
But-
have that version of Again though. Is acoustic at
Yeah.
Pyramix. So we did our song Again. We did an acoustic version of it there. So I don't know if that counts. As,
Oh, it definitely counts, and we have a copy of that too. In fact, we should probably check that out next. Let's check out this tune, and then I got some really cool questions to ask you. All right, you guys, check this out. This is Again, the acoustic version
acoustic Again.
from Black Mountain Project.
Please take us once more. Beside ourselves by the shore again.
And that was Again from Black Mountain Project. That's really cool. You guys are so skillful, like very, very. You got a lot of range in what you can do. That's something. Now on stage, the first time I saw you, you guys came out. You just like this ball of energy, and Tony, man, everybody was reaching for you, man. You high-fived everybody in that front row, and I think the front row was like going in shifts, so they get a piece of your ass up there. That was pretty cool.
I tried.
I tried to get some.
My favorite part is when you jumped in the mosh pit, though,
during
the next band. You jumped in the mosh pit, and it was like me having flashbacks of being like a rag doll, just being tossed into a bunch of wolves, dude. And I was like, poor Tony, man, what are you thinking, dude?
Calm down,
that was
Tony,
hilarious.
calm down.
How do you guys prepare for all that madness? I mean, what are you doing backstage before you go on? I'm sure you're doing individual stuff.
Well, even in practice, like we'll practice our stage presence in practice. So like when it's just comfortable and second nature when we go up on stage because you go out and you see other bands and they're just playing their music, but when you see a band sitting there playing their music and they're moving and they're enjoying it and they're getting the crowd into it, it adds a whole other element.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Billy actually really brought that up to us and was like, guys, we got to really up our stage game. So ever since that, during practice, we'll hit those, we'll jump and almost hit our head on the ceilings, just looking like idiots.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Tony's 4'2", so it's kind of hard for him to hit the ceiling.
Yeah, you got to give him a bucket or something to jump
he
up
reaches
on.
the ceiling with those vocals, but
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. I had a crazy bass player back in the 80s, and we were at, I think, an old bar called Buddy's. And I know I'm aging myself on this one, but now I know a whole bunch of people just started laughing on the other end of that, too. And his name was Dave. I'm going to say Dave Anderson. You guys remember that crazy guy? He's playing bass.
Call him out, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
He jumped up on that stage off the riser, not realizing where we were and how tall he was. And he goes to do this crazy kick that he used to always do. And it was great off the bottom of the stage. We did it from the riser, went straight into the ceiling, probably mashed about 7 discs. He was about 6 feet shorter, and just kind of stood there in shock and finished the rest of the show. His eyes popped out and everything. It was crazy. But and Dave, that was par for the course for him. He was a riot back then. But Dave, if you're listening, I love you, buddy. But I'm never going to forget that dork. Yeah, idiot.
Never let it go.
I'll never let it go.
Never going to let you forget that. Ever.
So,
what are you doing, Tony? Are you prepping your vocals out or anything back there? Are you needing some quiet time?
I usually have to. A lot of times before a show, we'll do our set.
Okay.
Before we actually go and do the show. So by then, like, the vocals are all loose and stuff. But yeah, there's no way I can just hit notes like that without warming up. I can definitely feel some tension in my throat if I go in unprepared.
Can you give any of our young singers any advice on how to keep that throat a little sane? Do you have any rituals or any things that you do to keep it in shape?
Secret's coming. Secret's coming.
You don't have to give up your secrets.
No, so
maybe just a couple of
it's not
advices
secrets.
you
It's
throw.
obviously you have to warm up. You have to warm up. There's no way you will hurt yourself. I know that there's been times when I just go in there and just not prepare enough, and I can tell that I can you strain something. Mm-hmm. Warm up, and 2, drink a lot of water. So if you see me on stage, I'm always drinking after hitting high notes. It's just to keep like the vocals moist and stuff. You don't want.
Absolutely.
You don't want to.
And you got to keep the system.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't realize,
Yeah.
especially young singers, is that your instrument is your body.
Yeah.
And they think, it's right here in my throat and this and that. No, it takes your diaphragm, it takes your throat, your vocal cords, but it takes your whole body as that instrument. If you take your guitar or your bass and you smash it in half, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's no heads in the drum kit, you're going to sound we're not going to sound ridiculous at all. You're not going to sound like anything.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You're breaking the drumstick, you got to grab the new. If you don't take care of your body,
you're
like an instrument,
and you see that all
you're
the
not
time.
going to be able to do it. So
you see that a lot of
everything.
time, like people who used to hit notes like that and then they can't do it later in life.
No.
Like I don't want to be that person, and so
Right.
I make sure before I hit any high notes, like I drink water, because if I do that, like my throat is dry, man, like I can tell, like whoa, I should not have tried to pull that.
Oh yeah, you'll be
note,
singing bass the next day for a couple days.
So,
you stretch
so
it
yeah,
out like
absolutely.
that,
That's definitely what I recommend. Anything with how you push your air out, like it's all when they tell you like it's from here, it's not from your throat, and that's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to practice the most, I think.
I remember you telling me one time, why don't I not have 6-pack abs?
yeah, man. Because when I'm hitting those notes, man, my abdomen is super tight, and it's just, and it's all from there. It really is.
It's
from
that
there.
diaphragm that's pushing everything
absolutely.
up there. For kids, you guys listening, that diaphragm is so important. That's the muscle that pulls all the air into your lungs and pushes it out. And we breathe there naturally. Shouldn't be huffing your chest when you're singing at all. Stomach should be moving. But anyways, that's another show. And maybe we should get together, Tony. We can explain a whole bunch of this stuff to these guys. That'd be kind of cool. Trent, I know you just love talking on this today. He's the guy who puts all this together and he hides in the back and lets those guys do the show. But you do a lot of the writing, you do all this stuff. What are you doing to prepare before you get on stage?
Well, like Tony said, I mean, just you want to warm up because your hands are important. You know, if you just go up there and rip it, well, first off, it's going to be kind of sloppy. You know, you don't want to be sloppy. There's people paying to come and watch you play. You should. Every note you play that night should be important. It should be good. It should
absolutely.
Be tight. So if you go up there no warm up and you're sloppy the first 2 songs, where you just rip people off for 2 songs, you know, that's not right. So make sure you warm up.
I love that attitude. That's a great attitude.
I just do some stretchy chords, you know, some big stretchy chords and some
Eric
scales.
Johnson
and,
chords.
some weird stuff that I don't even play during the
Some serious
night.
technical talk here, guys.
Yeah.
Stretchy.
Yeah.
Stretchy chords.
That's a
Stretchy
technical term.
chords.
You'll find that in
Well,
all the
that's
melody
a
books.
special Trent technical term.
That's
So you must coin that now. So learn that special technique.
That's a BMP
Sign today,
hashtag
Trent.com
right there.
and stretchyguitar.com. Right.
Look it right up in the trenchionary.
You'll see stretchy chords.
Just work on your alternate pick stuff. Make sure everything's clean and good to go. And then I kind of like to just I'll pop my earplugs in. I'll wear earplugs on stage because it's obviously really loud.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just kind of get in that headspace. Like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is the set. These are the marks I need to hit. And then when it's go time, it's go time. It's just kind of you flip the switch and it's time to go.
And that's it. How about you, brother?
Same thing, man. I'll strap on the bass and just walk out as far as I can, get away from everything else that I can hear, and just, you know, I'll run through the songs real quick, some of the harder parts of the songs, just get the fingers loose. Another thing you don't really think about a lot is that, you know, right before you go on stage, you're like carrying your gear all up on stage. So, like, I like to stretch, you know, I'll stretch my hands out and just get warm any way I can.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Anything special from Billy Bob, Joe Bob Thornton?
Billy Joe drummer.
Billy Jean,
He's
the
got a
kid.
routine for sure.
No, basic
Okay.
stuff. You know, just stretching out my limbs. You know, just kind of.
This sounds like we're getting ready to go and start an aerobics class. All this
You really
stuff.
are.
This is cool.
You really
You
are.
gotta get that blood flow. Just
Yeah.
let your body know something's about to happen. You know, and then because when you get on stage, I don't care if you can practice it all day long in the rehearsal space, and then when you get on stage, it's like you kind of turn into a different person.
Yeah,
you bring in a lot more action. You bring a lot more intensity to the show, and you know, you get pretty tore up.
Yeah.
Especially you, because you're just, you know, moving a lot. So
Let's check out our next song here before we dive into any more deeper stuff here. We've got You're Back is next. Tell us a little bit about that one. The short version. We don't want to sit here for 9 hours, Tony. Stay on track. I'm just teasing you, bud. You know, it's a funny thing. All these singers, I'm the same way. We are the worst squirrels in the world. We just are. You know, watch. He's going to try to answer this question, and he's going to go off on a tangent. Ready? Go.
wait, so for You're Back, I actually that's the only one I didn't help write. I think I just changed a few words here and there, but that would be Trent, I believe.
Oh no, we're sticking this on you.
Yeah, that's
go
fine.
ahead.
I knew he was going to pass it up.
Cue up the crickets.
I'm not gonna hear him, yeah.
Yeah, so again, the only thing
I'll put it
I
on the
added
slide.
my own spin on it. Originally, it wasn't meant with to be sung with high notes. I changed it, the octave, threw it up, and
I wonder why.
yeah, but that would be mostly Trent who wrote that. Again,
I feel like that's
Is there a
cool
story
old school
behind
jam
this? I mean, I
song.
know there's a story, but would you like to share it with us?
Sure. I mean, it's just the general sense of the song is, you know, when people leave you in your life and then they decide, hey, that wasn't a good idea to leave. Maybe I should go back. And you're like, oh, you're back, huh? Like, that's kind of just the whole premise of it. And it was just one of those things. I was chugging along and I came up with this riff. I'm like, oh, it's kind of fat. Maybe I should bring that to Bill. And Bill here, he's like, oh yeah, that's it. So then there's another one of those that just came together really quick, and we, you know, it was perfect. We love it. It's our ender song. We end the show with it, and it's great.
And I love singing it too. So I learned it. I love singing it. It's fun.
All right, let's check it out. Oh, we got some company behind us here.
I dropped me cup.
Well, everybody knows we're at the Marriott here, and they're tearing it up. They're having a whole demolition derby with the laundry carts. It's pretty cool. All right, so we'll ignore that, and we'll check out You're Back from Black Mountain Project. You're back, and we're back with Black Mountain Project with a song with about 12 endings. That one will catch you live so many times. You start clapping, and bam, it goes again, and bam, it goes. It never ends. It just never ends. The producer I heard in that one just cut him off. That was it. He was done.
There was actually 3 more endings.
So tell me, you guys have any formal training?
Not I. I don't.
Not really. I had a little bit of lessons when I was younger for like maybe a month, and I was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb with Millbrook Bay, you know.
This guy has no hope. There's no hope for this one.
No, I'm good. So I kinda
Kicked him out of the class.
Yeah, pretty much. So no, not really.
That's cool, but that's the perfect example of not having training and being able to pull this off. I say this all the time. It doesn't matter if you're a schooled musician or not. If you've got the imagination and drive and the want, you can pull off anything.
For sure. I'd love to have
Absolutely.
lessons. I'd love to have vocal lessons.
You
That'd be
need
awesome.
some, man.
Where did
That'd be great.
where did the name come from?
So the name, Devin and I.
That's been cycled around a couple times.
Devin and I grew up together. We childhood friends, and we grew up around the Black Mountain area. So like Cape Creek, I guess. And
Okay.
Cape Creek Carefree area.
yeah, so we were just coming up with names, like something cool that was everybody could be happy with, everybody could kind of accept, nothing too far out there. Like you know, if you saw it in a normal person's house, they'd be like, oh, that's cool, like nothing weird. So we're like, well, what's our history like? Well, we grew up around Black Mountains. We're like, okay, we should be Black Mountain something. We're like,
That's
well,
really cool because you kind of
That last word,
give them
though,
props to that area
project,
too.
man, I tell you, magic, all kinds of
Oh, yeah.
that last word.
Well,
was
it's
like,
obvious it
I
comes
would
from a
have gone to
project.
bed in the background.
This whole
like that.
process is turning into a project.
last
Oh,
word
dude,
is
that's
killing
it.
us.
And so we had some wild adjectives for that one. But we finally came up with project because I mean that was our project. It's like for us, we all have day jobs. We're all like, you know, this is our weekend project, and we're trying to make it our career, obviously, but it's our project. So we're like, well, let's call it Black Mountain Project. I'm like, all right, sounds good.
Very
And
cool.
then Tony
Very
had no
straight.
say in it, so that's great. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's why it flows so well.
It's
That's
usually
how
a
it
big
works.
magic, apparently.
Yeah. But I was like, nah, I'm not joining this band.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. Is there any kind of message you're trying to convey to your fans through your music? Is there a point you're getting across? You're just sharing some talent? What's
A message? I don't know about a message. I mean, we're not really. There's nothing in particular we're throwing out there. I mean, as far as it just good feelings, good vibes. Rock and roll feels good, man. Like,
Yeah.
There's
sure.
there's a lot of
That's it.
negativity out there right now, and it's like if you can make people feel good for half an hour, you feel like you made a difference that week. You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
Like
Yeah,
you
very
feel good
true,
about
man.
yourself.
Yeah,
It feels
absolutely.
important.
Yeah, it really is.
Unless you playing some of these smaller clubs, you get off stage and you're right in the crowd with all the. When you're done playing, you're right in the crowd with all the people that just watched you, and man, you see the looks on their face and how happy it makes them. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. And you guys are another very approachable band, which is very cool. You can
Thank
talk
you,
to you
man.
guys for hours after the show and sit
Yeah,
down and
for
have
sure.
fun, and you got the greatest attitudes.
Appreciate that.
And I get nothing but good feedback from you guys, from your fans, so that's really cool.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And I would let you know if it was negative, for sure.
No, I
because,
appreciate
that.
just so you know that.
Like, yeah, just give up.
Those are the messages you get from me in the middle of the night when I heard something crazy. You get those messages from me. Yeah, it's like, God, just
Should
cut
have
it
heard
out.
what this guy said.
Yeah, dude. Man, it's funny. What kind of advice can you give, since you guys have been through a lot of stuff? It's kind of worked out for you pretty well, but you went through 50 some odd members. What kind of advice can you give to the upcoming bands? Any do's or don'ts?
Biggest, don't give up. Because, man, it's really discouraging. Like, Trent and I kind of started this whole thing, and it's real discouraging to have people come in, and you're just like, oh, there's another one that didn't work out. Oh, there's another one that didn't work out. But eventually it'll come around, and you'll get something like, you know, what I feel like we have is just cohesive energy in the
Oh, you guys are
room.
like brothers. You
Yeah,
guys look at you
that's
guys
really what it
like
feels
a
like.
family right here. It
Yeah,
just
That's what it
really
feels
good.
like, man.
It's a
So
family.
just don't give up.
Yeah, we have disagreements. If we do, it's like we always
We
smooth everything.
slap
else.
each other, and it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Like,
slap.
That's what brothers
It's
do.
either physical or verbal.
Well, Devin, it looks like you pretty much slap everybody around.
if the cops don't come,
Yeah.
I have a feeling though if they all ganged up on you, they could take you.
Yeah, they forgive me.
We'd have to drug him.
There you go. Zap them with the taser and nail them a little
Cal.
bit.
We
Cattle
tried
prod.
that. It didn't work.
Let's check out our surprise for everybody today. This single that's going to drop at midnight.
Midnight tonight.
Let's do it, man. We're real proud of this one.
We got the exclusive right here on James C. Starke Radio. First time you're going to hear it, you guys.
Vices.
Vices. I said vibes. I'm sorry, vices. I'm sorry, my eyes are
Oh, did you
terrible.
say- I
I
didn't
think I said
hear
vibes. Vices. All right. Again, another, well, not a first for me. You guys
No,
know I'm a
it's not
brain
again.
klutz over here, so this is good. This is Vices from Black Mountain Project. Check it out, guys. It's their new one.
I think you're right. You said you saw yourself in a disguise. You've never lived inside your skin, a facade. It's sink or swim, and you'll just watch. It's what I want. It's what I want. Did you ever stop to die? Yeah, it's where I wanna be. She's all that I want, my memories. If I let her go, who'll torture me? Walk around and haunt my memories. When I let her torture me. You've never lived inside your skin. You're a facade. It's sink or swim, and you'll just watch. It's what I want. It's what I want. Did you ever stop to die? Yeah, it's where I wanna be. She's all that I want, my memories. If I let her go, who'll torture me? Walk around and haunt my memories. When I let her torture me. Did you ever stop to die? Yeah, it's where I wanna be. Yeah, did you ever stop to die? Yeah, it's where I wanna be. You said you saw yourself.
Well, there it was, you guys. Vices. That's the new one from Black Mountain Project. That is going to drop at midnight. And we can just Google them on any streaming platform. You can find that. Check them out. And they got a lot more coming, too, you guys. Thank you again for being on the show, you guys.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I got a great question
Enjoying
for
it.
you. You're doing some great things, and it's hard out there for a lot of things. But what are your biggest struggles in this?
Ooh, man, there's a lot
That's
of
a heavy
struggles.
question.
Yeah. Just give me a couple main ones or something you got to go through. I know not the songwriting process, things like that. What are some of the other ones as far as getting gigs or?
I think spreading the word and getting
spreading the
gigs
word.
is the hardest
Yeah,
part.
just where
I
to
really do.
where to plug yourself, as far as promotion, representation. There's no like book
Yeah.
to tell you how to do any of this. You know what I mean?
No,
you're just
there's
out
not.
here figuring it out as you go, and
And it changes now with the social media aspect of things because this
Right,
is
sure.
nothing like it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And trying to push this, we had to make flyers. We had to do. It was like, are we going to eat today or are we going to promote the show today? Because our money's got to go somewhere,
Right.
Yep.
and we need the crowd so we can eat later.
Yeah.
So it's ramen today or Doritos today. We're all going to split ramen Dorito stew, and then hopefully
I'm gonna
tonight.
try that when I
Hopefully
get home.
tonight we can. And hopefully tonight we can all split a Happy Meal if we do it right. Oh, I got really creative back then. Let me tell you, it was crazy. But anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody back home? Anybody in the biz here? I'm going to say hello to other than your fans.
hi, Mom.
Yeah, if you don't say hi, Mom, you're in trouble, bro. I know your mom, man.
That's Trent, Mom. I'm saying hi.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Move
I'm
along.
also going to say hi to Trent's mom.
yeah.
Nice.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm going to say hi to Trent's mom too, just in case we're going somewhere with this, and I want to make sure I'm like in the loop.
You're
here if
covered,
I'm-
too.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, actually, thanks to everyone that shows up, because we have a lot of people that show up to our shows, and even people that we didn't know that we met along the way that heard us, they'll show up to our shows too. And but yeah, thanks to them, thanks to everyone
Big
that
time,
shows
man.
up.
Sure,
yeah,
man.
it's
Thanks.
super.
Every single
cool.
person in that building means a lot
Yeah.
to us.
And it's been
Individually, too.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of these places we play, we know them, and they're like, "Oh man, we know you guys. You guys rock," or whatever. Thank them too. But yeah, that's it.
That's great, man. Very cool.
I'll get personal.
Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my wife, Tony. She, I
Puts up with you. Just say it. She puts up with you.
Well, that too, but we practice in my house. Full rock band in the house with
Wow.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And, so she's great. I couldn't imagine having to listen to us every week.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a big part of it.
definitely.
Big
all
shout out to
wives.
her. Yeah.
That's
3 of
great,
us are
man.
married, and
Good thing we're not
it's like
sucking.
having a guys' night every weekend. So for them to just put up with that, and then of course we're bothering them getting home. Hey, listen to this new track. You know,
Yeah.
we're constantly throwing
Yeah.
stuff in their ears about it. So, yeah, my wife Crystal, love you, babe.
Here's the funny part. Do they even like your style of music?
They do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Good.
They
'Cause
show up.
sometimes it's like, honey, that's great, but I'm gonna go listen to my stuff now.
Yeah, right.
And go ahead, have fun with you and your
Go
whatever it
listen
is
to
you're
some
doing.
Brian.
Yeah, right. That's funny. Well, cool, man. I don't think we missed anything. If we did, we're gonna have you guys on again anyway, really soon. Here, you have all kinds of things to share with us. One more time, let us know, or here I'll let you know. You're gonna be opening up for Buck Cherry Friday, September 13th at the Marquee Theater, Black Mountain Project. You got Emerald Isle on that, and Soundman Kills, and it's like co-op. So this is gonna be really cool. Where can they get tickets for this?
Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, message us. We'll get you some discounted tickets.
Black Mountain Project or
Yep.
Black Mountain Project Band on Instagram
Yep.
right now. Twitter,
Okay, very
we're on
cool.
Twitter.
So we got the pre-sale for everybody out there.
And Google them for anything else. Check out their live videos. Check out their music, some of their bios. These guys are wonderful. They've got a big future. You guys want to take us out of here?
Heck yeah.
I'm Trent.
I'm Tony.
Devin?
I'm Billy. You're listening to James C. Starke Radio.
And we're Black Mountain Project, and you're listening to James C. Starke Radio.
Yeah.
I love it. Put these suckers on the spot and they can't do nothing. But then, I love it.
Off the hook!
Yeah, that sounds just like everybody else.
We
Oh, gotta love it. You guys, thank you so much for being on the show. You guys have been listening to James C. Starke Radio. If you want to be on the show, or you know someone who wants to be on the show, like the maid behind me who's making all the kinds of noise she can.
She's taking the trash
Now she
out.
stopped.
That's
See, I'm
another
just
section.
teasing her.
get
Oh, this is the
going.
trash guy? Good. If you want to be on the show, contact me at Jim Starke. That's STARKE at yahoo.com. Don't forget the E or you make me feel naked. Or call me or text me anytime, 623-910-0265. Thank you for listening. Peace. We're out.